What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're talking about yet another Christmas film, and this one's a little bit different. It's called Fatman.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Mel Gibson as Santa. Man, who would have ever thought? The trailer of this one was interesting because the first thing that kind of popped into my head was a vindictive, violent Santa Claus that kind of gave off the vibe of a holiday-themed Taken or something. That's not exactly the case here, though, and I'll explain what's actually happening in this movie in a second, but this is sort of where I think it had false advertising. But it's not necessarily a bad thing, so it's time to find out if you'd be an idiot or brainiac for deciding to watch this movie. Let's get cracking. This review was brought to you by the word of the day, Brainiac, a very intelligent person. One of my somewhat unpopular opinions as of late is that I more or less enjoy Mel Gibson's stuff. He's kind of a movie personality that you can't really mix up with other actors. He's an unmistakable face, voice, and personality, and in Fatman he plays an edgy, realistic Santa Claus in a world that knows and accepts his existence. When a young boy named Billy gets coal from Santa on Christmas Day for being naughty, he hires a hitman to track down jolly old Saint Nick himself and kill him dead. I'm more of a hard egg to crack when it comes down to dark comedies, since they don't always click for me. Fatman, however, constantly impressed me on multiple layers. I knew it was going to be centered on Santa Claus, but I wasn't expecting much more Christmas spirit than that. And surprisingly, this movie has a lot of Christmas spirit. Lots of Christmas music, themes, and ideas that were so good I wouldn't be surprised if I felt like watching this every year around Christmas time. Grounding Santa Claus to be this realistic man was honestly kind of refreshing for his character because he still has a certain amount of magic, though it's not exactly what you would come to expect. He still knows everybody's name as soon as he sees them, he knows what they've been up to, innocent or not, and he's thankfully not just a vindictive, violent character. In Fatman, Santa is simply hurting with the massive decline in the behavior of our youth. He still wants what's best for people, and you can tell that he's constantly trying to do what's right for kids, for adults, and for his working elves, but the constant weight of a rotten world is negatively affecting his outlook. But Mrs. Claus is an amazing beacon of light and hope in this film that keeps his spirits up. What I was expecting out of this movie was an aimless and blind action film, but what I got was something so much more than that. On the downside, though, there is some false advertising. Some people are going to go in this movie expecting one thing and get something else entirely. I'm willing to bet most people are going to watch this movie to see Santa kick butt from beginning to end, and you're not going to get that. Not until maybe the last 15 minutes, if anything. A majority of everything else is very character-oriented and very focused on the dark, humored aspects of the film. It's also not a very impressive movie when it comes down to things like cinematography, visuals, or editing. It's going much more off of the concept than it is going off of the way the film is made or looks on a technical basis. Finally, and this is kind of a minor complaint, but Mel Gibson's character is not fat, so the title of the film, Fatman, is a bit confusing. I mean, yeah, if you don't know what Santa actually looks like, calling him Fatman is easy to do, but even Mel Gibson says at one point, "You think I got this job because I'm fat and jolly?" And I'm just like, dude, you're not fat at all. You might have a slight beer belly, but that's it. All in all, the film isn't bad at all. It could use some help in the BTS department and standing out a little bit better in terms of cinematography and everything, since the look of the movie is mostly kind of bland and nothing outrageously great, but it's still a decent Christmas film that I think everybody should go check out. Let's go ahead and break down my final score for a second. From an unbiased technical level, like I said, it could use some help here. But the presentation of Santa's character was definitely fun. This score is 74%. From a personal bias perspective, I honestly like this movie quite a bit. I had a good time with it. Didn't know if I would or not, but it's not bad. I might even check it out this time next year. This score is 78%, and when we average out the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 76%. 76 out of 100 possible stars, or a C+ letter grade. If you guys have seen Fatman, let me know in the comments section down below what you thought about it, and if you're planning to watch it every single year around Christmas time. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the